When your life shatters, when you lose 90% of your physical mobility at the age of 19, people look at you differently. They look at you with pity. They speak in hushed, careful tones, trying to protect whatever fragile piece of you is left. But true masters do not offer pity. They offer truth. After my accident, I had my first interaction with my spiritual guru, my God, Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba, whom we lovingly call Swami. I was sitting in my wheelchair. I didn't know what to expect. Comfort, sympathy, a gentle hand on my head. Instead, Swami looked directly at me. His eyes were piercing, and the very first word he said to me were not a soft comfort. They were a stern warning. He leaned in and said, "Careless, be careful." For a second, the weight of the reprimand hit me. But then a beautiful, knowing smile spread across his face. In that single moment, I realized he wasn't just talking about the physical accident. He was giving me the ultimate blueprint for the rest of my life. He was telling me that I could no longer afford to be careless with my mind. Hey there, Raghu here, a certified memory coach on wheels. Welcome to my podcast. The topic of today's episode is the discipline of mental architecture. Having survived a severe spinal cord injury, I learned that our true power is in the mind. Now, I am on a mission to help students and competitive exam aspirants stop struggling with rote learning and tap into the infinite potential of their brains using proven memory techniques. Careless, be careful. Those words echo in my mind every single day. When Swami said them, he stripped away my identity as a victim. You see, when you are careless, you leave things to chance. You let your environment dictate you, your reality. But when you are careful, when you exercise care and precision, you become the architect of your own destiny. I built my life's work on that exact principle. When my body could no longer afford carelessness, my mind became a fortress of absolute precision. Now, let's look at you. Let's look at your study desk. Let's look at how you are preparing for the most important exams of your life. Are you being careful or are you being careless? Most students I train come to me exhausted. They are putting in 10, 12, 14 hours of study a day, but when I look at their notes, it is absolute chaos. It is a messy web of highlighted textbooks, scattered PDFs, random sticky notes, and a brain that feels like a crowded, disorganized warehouse. You read a vital piece of information, a complex legal act, or a historical timeline, or a scientific formula, and you just throw it into your brain, hoping it magically sticks. That is being careless. And what happens when you're careless? You lose things. You sit in the exam hall, the clock is ticking, the pressure is immense, and you reach your mind to find that formula, and it's not there. You know you read it, you know you highlighted it in yellow, but you can't retrieve it. Why? Because you never actually stored it properly. You were careless with the data. Memory is not about brute force effort. Memory is about precision. It is about the discipline of mental architecture. The difference between a student who relies on rote learning and a memory champion is exactly this. The rote learner throws information into a dark room. The memory champion carefully places information on specific, well-lit shelves. To stop being careless, You need to develop what we call mental pegs. A peg is a hook in your brain. It is a fixed, familiar point where you intentionally hang a new piece of information. When you want to remember something permanently, you cannot just read it and walk away. You must carefully link it to something you already know. Let me give you the exact framework to build your mental architecture today. Step 1. Stop holding. Start curating. When you read a chapter, do not highlight everything. Find the core keywords, the skeletal structure of the concept. Be brutally careful about what actually matters. Step 2. Create the peg. Take that keyword and visualize it. Give it shape, color, and ridiculous proportions. If you are learning the anatomy of the heart, don't just memorize the words. Build a massive 3D pulsating heart in your mind's eye. Step 3. The conscious link. This is where you apply Swami's lesson. Be careful. Consciously attach that new image to a familiar location. A piece of furniture in your bedroom, a specific stop on your daily commute, or a sequence on your own body. You are intentionally placing the data. You are filing it away with respect. When you study like this, you are no longer a victim of your syllabus. You are no longer praying that you remember the answers. You know where you put them. You can walk through your own mind and retrieve massive amounts of data flawlessly. Being careful isn't just a study hack. It is the ultimate form of respect. It is respecting the education you are receiving. It is respecting the sacrifices your parents made. But most importantly, it is respecting your own intellect. Do not be careless with your potential. You have an incredible, infinite supercomputer sitting right behind your eyes. Treat it with the discipline it deserves. Build your mental architecture with precision and watch how quickly the impossible becomes your everyday reality. The next time you sit at your desk, before you open your book, take a deep breath and remind yourself, careless, be careful. I am Raghuram Bhatt, your memory coach on wheels. If you found the episode useful, please subscribe to the show. I am going to be bringing you much more content like this, straight from the heart, with real values that will inspire you to unlock the mind and take action. Keep pushing your limits, my friend, and I will catch you up in the next episode. Thank you. Bye-bye.